Before there was University of Illinois' Assembly Hall, there was Old Huff Hall, home to the Illini for nearly 40 years.
You had guys taking the ball out of bounds and stepping on the feet of the fans on the front row. I mean, it was really tight, and they put the football players down close where they could scream and yell, and it was really confined, and Illinois had a great advantage there. Now, when they first came in the Assembly Hall, I don't think Dave Downey and Bill Small and the guys that played in that first game here felt they had an advantage. They felt they'd be better off continuing to play in Huff, but they did manage to beat Northwestern here in that game. And they only played 3 games here in 1963, but they won the Big Ten championship.
Assembly Hall, designed by University of Illinois alumnus Max Abramowitz, opened on March 2nd, 1963. With its edge-supported dome design, the stadium measures 400 feet across. And wrapped around the base of the dome is over 600 miles of 1/4 inch steel wire. The extreme pressure from that wire keeps the roof raised. And on the inside, with no girders in sight, that design gives audiences unobstructed views of the action.
Well, I think if you would go back 100 years and put this building here and have people come up in horse and buggies, they would absolutely be convinced that somebody came in from Mars. I mean, wouldn't you? I mean, I think that it just looks like a spaceship that landed. And I think when the first game was played here in 1963, and by the way, I was here for that game, and I remember thinking, if all those people are in there and they're still alive, I'll go in. But what's holding this place up?
Well, I think your first impression of Assembly Hall is if you drive up, it's this giant bubble, this giant spaceship that kind of stands out and you can see from many miles away. And it was the first free-floating dome of its kind 40-some years ago, and, still standing strong, and a bunch of victories came through that place.
Guarded by Chappell, up and in!
Assembly Hall is a multi-purpose arena that can hold up to 17,000 people. Other than sporting events, it does Broadway shows, major concerts, Illinois high school championship events, and even monster truck rallies.
Rows of 21, which looks like it's there.
For an Illini basketball event, about 25 employees prepare the court for game day.
We check these, the heights and the tension of the rims prior to each game. Right now, I'll lower this. This will give us the height and tension. This is the direct center of the rim. I want to see that chrome piece right at the bottom of that metal frame here. And this is good to go.
Illinois basketball has one of the most unique fan bases in college sports, the Orange Crush. Only their fundraising skills in the community and maybe their thick skin in the Midwest winters can match their commitment and enthusiasm for their team.
Starts when you wake up, you get into all your orange costume and you just put on as much orange clothes as you can, and then you walk out to Assembly Hall. And people want to get out to Assembly Hall and wait in line as early as possible so you get the best seat in the house.
I think people came around, I think last night, around 10. They had tents, blankets, sleeping bags, anything, just to stay warm in the cold of January.
This is the Weberville slums. We started doing this about 3 years ago. Some friends just wanted to get together and camp out for the night to get good seats the next day at the game. And the closest thing we could find is a tent, is a cardboard box. Come to find out, we knew somebody had a lot of cardboard, and so last year we built a little better hut, and this year we got a little better this time. So fit a few people in there. We got a generator down there and a space heater. It keeps pretty warm, and we just hang out in here and have a good time.
We were waiting out here all morning.
Oh my God, it's so cold. I'm not even wearing shoes, but it's all for the Orange Crush.
What are you? I-N-I. You're an N. You're an N. N.
It makes it so much better to wait out here and then finally go in here so much more pumped up after waiting in the cold.
Faster. I know, I'm just making the outline so I know where to go. Sometimes Coach Weber comes by and says, how you guys doing? Likes, see the support of the Orange Crush out here, so he brings us pizza, hot chocolate, whatever he can. It's breakfast burritos once, he is. It's pretty fun.
It's only 26 degrees, don't worry about it.
The doors finally open for the Saturday afternoon matchup, and the Orange Crush race through Assembly Hall to get their first come, first serve courtside seats.
I had 9 shirts on, 5 pairs of socks on, like 7 pairs of pants on. I mean, it's freezing. My feet are still freezing cold. We woke up with frost on our backs. We woke up with frost on ourselves, yeah. Weekend, so it was cold, but it's all worth it.
Definitely, all worth it. Thanks. There's a lot of great student groups around the country, but I really believe the Orange Crush got to be near the top of the list. A lot of students come to the games and they paint their faces and wear crazy costumes and do the chants and get after the opponents, but this group, not only do they do that, but they do so many things off the court. They raise literally $1 million now over the course of time. That money has gone either to scholarships here at the University of Illinois or to charity organizations in the community and throughout the state and really throughout the nation.
Those guys mean everything to us. They bring all the energy to Assembly Hall. You know, all the students on the court. You know, it's just a great feeling for us knowing that we got such a great home court advantage because of Orange Crush.
Tucker picks it up. Tough layup, missed it. Rebound, Warren Carter with 6, and he is fouled by Chapel.
Love the Orange Crush. The Orange Crush is definitely there for us by our side no matter what, through the thick and thin. And before games, there's been times where they've been out there 24 hours before a game. Before we played Wake Forest 2 years ago, they were out there 24 hours before the game started. And every game, they're out there hours cheering us on as we're walking into our dressing room, and they're always supporting us.
They're the most storied courts in basketball. The numbers speak to their tradition. And to get on the floor, you need a killer jump shot, a 40-inch vertical, or Hardwood Heavens on DVD. Bring all the excitement of your favorite school home with a Hardwood Heavens DVD. Just go to shop.mojohd.com to get your DVD jam-packed with extras.
Nothing like a Saturday matinee in the Big Ten at Assembly Hall, and the Orange Crush are dressed for the occasion. One of the Illini team's game day traditions is to huddle up on the hardwood and write Illinois on the floor. After that, it's time to tip off against the Big Ten powerhouse, Wisconsin Badgers.
Well, on a game day, there's no doubt the Assembly Hall is very energized. We always talk about lighting it on fire. You got the orange color, it's everywhere. The Orange Crush gets going, and there's just great enthusiasm and energy that carries from the fans to the players.
McBride, 22-footer for 3.
Orange, that's the first thing you think of when you come into this court. Everybody's wearing orange, there's just orange everywhere. Kind of catches you off guard. It's in a kind of domish arena, so it's a tough place to play in.
That's a tradition. That's something that now is ingrained and I think people take pride in that and take great pride in that. And some of them, you have a lot of people who have rooms in their homes that are, oriented to colors and the Chief Illini Wick and things of that nature.
The atmosphere here is terrific. You look up, I look down, I was sitting next to the bench in the play-by-play chair, and you look up and you see 16,000 people wearing orange. They're all on their feet. That kind of sends a jolt of electricity through me, and for someone who grew up in this area, it just really makes it special.
Coming down the left wing for 3. It is good.
The main cheer here at Assembly Hall is ILL-INI, and we try to do that numerous times during the game. Our girls have signs, we get them up in the air. Half the Assembly Hall's chanting ILL, the other half is chanting INI. That's probably the most widely known, but we also do OSCE in the crowd. When they hear that, everyone starts clapping.
And then we just do a lot of stunts, like we do 2-2-1s, 3-2-1s, things like that, where we can get a girl like 3 people high, so that she can be more at the level of the crowd, since it's so big here.
We do a thing called a diamond head, where one of the guys has a guy or girl on their shoulders, and then they hold 2 other girls on the side. Usually the first time out of second half, the 16-minute timeout, the band plays a song called William Tell. And we run the flags up the stands and then run around the two sections. And as we run around, the crowd stands up. And it's a rush when you get to do it. It's a good time.
One of the long-standing traditions at the University of Illinois was the halftime show featuring Chief Illinois. This controversial symbol of the school had been part of the universities since the 1920s. During halftime, the chief and the university band would perform a 3-in-1 trilogy of songs. The songs were The March of the Illini, Hail to the Orange, and Pride of the Illini. In 2007, the 80-year-old Chief Illinois tradition came to an end. The university retired the mascot due to pressure from the NCAA, Native American organizations, and various student organizations. But the Orange Crush lives on in Champaign.
It's a great basketball tradition here, at the University of Illinois. And, it's just always like a family atmosphere here, and I've been blessed to be a part of it.
Randall drives on Tucker. Little floater. It's good.
My first game at Assembly Hall, you walk out, and at that time, everyone wasn't wearing orange. That slowly has grown over the last 4 years, and we have a phrase, keep it orange. But, just that feeling that you're the head coach at a quality program that's, has tremendous tradition, and then you're coaching in a building that many, many great players have come through, many wins, and it just kind of sends chills down your spine. There's no doubt about it.
You don't realize how much it means until you get done and you're done playing basketball and you see everybody that's from the state of Illinois, and you go to Chicago, you go to Peoria, you go to Carbondale, you go everywhere in the state, and everybody still remembers you.
I definitely think it's a privilege for me to be a part of playing at Illinois basketball because the history go back so deep, and there's so many great players that play here, and just for me to be able to play here, I feel honored.
I definitely think it's a privilege to be a part of this university and a part of this program. Just from a kid that hasn't had much in past life, and just knowing that I've been blessed to have this opportunity, I just loved every moment of it.
For Hardwood Heavens, I'm Brent Musburger.